Hello everyone, I am Elgin Rodriguez, and here are the problems I encountered in school. So, as an educators, we cannot prevent the different problems and challenges that we encountered in school. For the curriculum, the first problem is the problem of managing and assessing learners' progress. So, trying to keep track of learning progress can be the most difficult challenges to address, but this aspect of blended learning cannot be ignored. Learners may complete an online course, but if they don't have a deep understanding of what they have completed, the learning impact will be nil. So for the solution, both classroom and self-paced components of blended learning have to be tracked in order to ensure learning success. To ensure that learning takes place, assessment should be introduced for online as well as classroom lessons. Result can be monitored, tracked, and used to ascertain that all learning requirements have been met. Also, facilitators or online administrator should interact with participants to make sure that learning outcomes are understood and thus expectations are met. Another problem is the inability to submit on time during modules. So students could not submit specific designs and school projects and their answered activities and modules on the time frame or specified period given for submission. This was primarily because of the monetary blended uncertainties because of the onset of ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. So the family was notably affected. For the solution, teacher must allocate an example extension, particularly these pandemic times. For those students who certainly cannot immediately comply at the specified time, school administrator may come up with other alternatives on these as well as knowing his hinders of timely grading system on behalf of the teachers and students alike. The third problem encountered is difficulty in reading and comprehension. Some of the grade pupils have a puzzling, strenuous difficulty in their reading and comprehensive skills. For the solution, first, educators should provide enjoyable, aspiring, or inspiring, or simplified learning tools and materials to foster the interest of each student in elementary level. Second, educators need to focus more on their interventions with the slow learners or even with those who have difficulty in reading and comprehensive skills. Third is to enforce remedial classes for the students who lack the capacity to comprehend general learning. And the fourth is the parent can likewise hire a home tutor if they can afford. Here are the problems I encountered in instruction. First problem is the poor Wi-Fi connections. The road to a never-ending poor Wi-Fi connection is a path that students have to contend with, especially in the rural areas. For the solution, these call for government intervention oblige the Wi-Fi companies to upgrade their tower signals, otherwise penalize those who won't comply at all. Second problem in the instruction is the inability of parents to assist in the modules. So some students have difficulty understanding the modules, especially with parents who barely had an education themselves and can't guide their children optimally. So the solution, educators have simplified modules and nothing more beyond the comprehensions of the learners and the parents. Third problem is the time management concern. So somebody busy parents have problems in assisting their kids with modules. They have difficulty juggling their time with work, home, and module-related activities. So the solution for teachers, simplify your module so as students themselves can work at home at their own pace and capability without the need of their busy parents to intervene. Problems I encountered in the classroom. First is not properly ventilated, so children cannot focus to study because of too much heat inside the classroom. Poor classroom ventilation can lead to increased illness, so the solution, it's safe to do so, open windows and doors. Use child-safe fans to increase the effectiveness of open windows, so safely secure fans in a window to blow potentially contaminated air out and pull new air through other open windows and doors. Another problem in classroom is the floor is slippery when wet, so parents worried enough to the safety of their children that might bring their children in danger. So the solution is the school administrator and principal will check the area and put some signages to avoid slippery. Teachers should place floor mats at all entrances to reduce tracking in water from outside. And teachers should report any spills or wet areas to the department heads. Another problems encountered in the classroom is parents stay longer inside the classroom. So there are some parents who bring their children in school and stay longer inside the classroom and chatting with other parents while distract the attention of the learners. So the solution is the Department of Head will monitor every day and check each classroom if there are some parents who stay inside the classroom. Teacher will talk to the parents about their concerns and tell the parents to patiently wait their kids in the lobby area or in the waiting area. Problems that encountered in Indonesia. So first is the low quality of teachers. So most teachers do not have adequate professionalism to carry out their duties and stated in Article 39 of Law Number 20 of 2003, namely planning lessons, implementing lessons, assessing learning outcomes, conducting mentoring, conducting training, conducting research, and conducting community service. And the high cost of education. So the cost of education is still quite expensive. So only people who have enough money can only enjoy education. Many poor people are forced to drop out of school because they can no longer afford to pay school fees. In fact, education is a right for every citizen. So the solution in improving teachers' quality, the government together with the management of the educational institution must seriously build in quality of teachers. These include intensifying the certification system for educators and education personnel, developing strategies to improve the quality of education and educational personnel, policies for the distribution of quality teachers nationally, searching for superior seeds in the teaching profession, restructuring teachers' institution, promoting scholarship and award for teachers, encourage teachers to actively participate in KKG or teacher working group activities, as well as intensifying various training for teachers. Therefore, every teacher must develop all the time his four competencies: pedagogic, professional, personality, and social competence in order to enhance the quality of education. Problem next in Indonesia is the low student interest in reading. So at this time, especially for students from basic education to tertiary education levels, reading activities tends to be very rarely done, so that this makes it difficult for students to process their knowledge. So the solution, improving teacher welfare, among other things, the provision of teacher welfare allowances through various programs such as teacher certification, incentives, or other assistance is highly expected, especially by teachers who are not civil servants. This was from the problem in 1 and 2. For the low student interest in reading, the solution is to increase students' reading interest. So several strategies that can be applied to increase students' interest in reading in schools include the learning process in schools that builds a reading culture, 2, reducing the price of reading books and textbooks so that they can afford by the people purchasing power. 3rd is creating an affordable by the people, or creating a conducive environment to foster an interest in reading in students both at home and at school. 4th, encouraging parents to develop an interest in reading from an early age. 5th, increase the frequency of book fairs in every city district by involving elements of the government, publisher, librarians, and book lovers. 6th, is the school provide library facilities and managing them optimally, both in terms of physical and literacy programs. 7th is building self-regulation in students because it is the key to improving themselves and students' achievements.
Very good. Again? Alamin. Okay. Sige.
Struggle is real ang pagbabalik eskwela para sa grade 1 student na si Alex.
Come on now.
Napaiyak na lang kasi siya habang binabasa ang module.
Why do you cry over module?
So bad at reading.
That's why we are learning.
Hirap daw si Alex sa wikang Filipino.
Filipino nga language gid ba unya maglisod og kuan maglisod sa og sabot sa kasabot kay murag naanad mangud pud sila kay ilang movie mangud kala ginalantaw English.
One word.
Ang diskarte naman ng ilang estudyante sa Liliw, Laguna, blended learning along the river. Presko na, tipid pa sa kuryente. Sa Kasiguran, Aurora, mahinang internet signal ang problema ng ilang estudyante gaya ng grade 8 student na si Nobelin. Kaya sariling sikap siya sa pagsagot sa mga module.
Mahirap din po dahil yung iba po, wala yung nagtuturo sa akin kung paano ko masasagutan. Mahirap talaga. Pero kakayanin ko lang din po.
Hindi ko po natuturuan yung anak ko, sir, dahil wala po akong natapos.
Ito rin ang problema ni Telma mula Rodriguez, Rizal. Grade 1 lang daw ang natapos niya, kaya hindi alam kung paano gagabayan ng 3 anak.
Paano kong gagawin yun? Kasi wala nga po akong alam. Hindi po talaga ako, kahit sa spelling ng pangalan ko, hindi ko po kaya.
Mas maganda raw sana kung ibalik na ang face-to-face na klase para masiguro raw na tama ang naituturo sa mga bata.
Hindi ko na sila kailangan turuan. Hindi na ako mangangamba na pagkadating sa bahay, tatanungin ko na lang sila kung ano yung pinag-anuan nila, anong kailangan, kung may meeting ba. Kasi napupukusan sila ng teacher sa loob ng eskwelahan.
Dati nang isinusulong ng DepEd ang pilot face-to-face classes sa ilang piling lugar, bagamat hindi pa rin ito inaaprubahan ng Pangulo. Ayon sa DepEd, ginagawa naman daw nila ng paraan para masigurong maayos pa rin ang pagtuturo.
Maraming paraan. Ginawa na rin natin ito last year. I-enhance pa natin ngayon kung walang internet connection. Una, yung module ay dinadala rin ng ating mga magulang at mga teachers. Pwede sila pumunta sa eskwelahan o kaya may drop-off points tayo within the community. Most usually ay nasa mga barangay hall. Kung mayroon pong pangangailangan ng tulong mula sa mga guro, ay meron po tayo mga assistants, mga teachers na nahahire ng ating local government units at ng DepEd. Parang tutor sila na pupunta sa community at doon tuturuan pati mga magulang.
Here are the problems encountered by the teachers in Malaysia. So the first problem is children. So many children. Managing a room full of young children can be delightful, but it can also be hard and can drain a lot of your energy. So the day-to-day challenges you will face can range from dealing with difficult behaviors to crying and cranky children. So throughout the day, you must balance all of their unique needs to keep classroom functioning smoothly. So the solution is teachers should build positive relationship with his or her learners. Teacher must be patient in dealing with different learners' behavior and implement strategies designed by colleagues, families, and other specialists to address children's challenging behaviors. The second problem is caregiver. So each and every day you will have to deal with parents and caregivers, and some of whom may be quite demanding. It can be difficult to manage for parents who may be angry or have questions and concerns as they drop off or pick up their kids or child, especially since you have other things on your mind like the day's lesson plan, ensuring all children's needs are met. So the solution is teacher must find a way on how to deal with the parents in a nice way, and teachers should listen to the parents' concern. Another problem of a teacher is you are low pay. You likely won't make a lot of money compared to other fields of work. In fact, the average childcare worker makes around $21,710 as strategy figures when compared to many other service-based roles. So the low salary associated with early childhood education position can make it difficult to feel confident in your career path and remain in your role over the long term. So the solution is the government should increase the salary of the public teacher through approving pending bills and annual salary increase. Another problem is the lack of development opportunities. So you may feel that there are not many resources available to you to help with your personal and professional development as a preschool teacher. Your time is so occupied with simply managing the day-to-day needs of your child care center and your children, and there is a little time or funding or training. Check out iMom Academy for affordable virtual or in high-demand professional development options. So the solution, teachers should have a master's degree. Getting a master's degree is probably the most surefire way to move up the teacher's pay scale or professional development. To move up the teacher's pay scale and the professional development.